right, number 1, solve each equation by using the square root property. So remember how to do these. This is already a perfect square trinomial. They made it that way. So we need to rewrite this as something squared. So this is x plus, and it's always the square root of this one, 16. So the square root of 16 is 4. This is a perfect square trinomial. So this is another way to write x squared plus 8x plus 16 equals 36. Okay, now we're going to take the square root of both sides. On the left-hand side, that means I have x plus 4 equals, and the square root of 36 is, and we need plus or minus in front of it, or we're going to miss one of our answers. To solve for x, I'm going to subtract 4. So I get x equals -4 plus or minus 6. Now, some of you on your assignments or on your quizzes left it just like that. You can't leave it like that. If they're numbers that I can add together, you have to add them together. My first answer would be -4 plus 6. So -4 plus 6, which is 2. My second answer would be -4 minus 6, -10. So if it says solve the equation by using the square root property, you automatically know they've already given you a perfect square trinomial on the left-hand side. So number 2, how am I going to rewrite this? It's going to be 1, and it's going to be x, but you always keep this sign. X minus 1 quantity squared equals 45. Take the square root of both sides. I'm all lopsided here. Okay, x minus 1 equals plus or minus. Okay, so 45 is 9 times 5. 9 is 3 and 3. So I'm bringing out the 3, keeping the 5 underneath. Then I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So x equals 1 plus or minus 3 square root of 5. So is there anything else I can do to this? Can I add anything together or anything? Nope, because of that radical. So that's my answer. No. Mm-mm. All right, number 3. What is the solution of x squared minus 10x equals 11? On the test, this will say complete the square. All right, so when we complete the square, we have those steps we have to follow. I'm going to rewrite the problem down here. The first step is to make sure I don't have a number in front of my x squared, and I don't. The next step is to make sure my x squared and x terms are all on the same side, and they are. So then I take half of my x term, half of 10 is 5, and now I'm going to square it. 5 squared is 25. So that's what I add to both sides. Now that I've done this, this is now a perfect square trinomial. So I need to rewrite it as something squared. So it's going to be x, always this sign, and then what's the number that we squared? 5. Equals 36. Now I'm going to solve by taking the square root of both sides. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 4x minus 5 equals plus or minus 6. Add 5 to both sides. So I get x equals 5 plus or minus 6. So this is multiple choice, so we know these are out. I don't have any square roots left in my answer. X equals 5 plus 6, which is 11. 5 minus 6, which is negative 1. So my answer is B. Two more problems. We can do it. Number 4. Solve x squared minus 4x equals 1 by using the quadratic formula. Find exact solution. So that means that they do not want you to put it in your calculator and get a decimal. So this would be a non-calculator problem. All right, so let's write the formula down. X is equal to, and you can sing your little song, negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I will when I'm not recording it. All right, so first of all, we have to make sure that this is set equal to 0 and it's not. So I'm going to have to move my 1 over. X squared minus 4x minus 1 equals 0. My a is 1, my b is negative 4, my c is negative 1. I'm going to plug those numbers in. X equals negative b, so negative 4, plus or minus the square root, negative 4 quantity squared, minus 4 times a times c, all over 2a. So now I have 4 plus or minus 16, and a negative 4 times negative 1 is going to give me positive 4, all over 2. 4 plus or minus the square root of 20, all over 2. And then I have to see if 20 will break down. 20 is 4 times 5, or 2 times 2 times 5. So what number can I bring out? So I have 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 5 over 2. And then I can simplify that. 4 over 2 is 2, plus or minus 2 over 2 is just 1, or 1 square root of 5. And last one. Last one is about yesterday's assignment. Find the value of the discriminant for this problem, then describe the number and types of roots for the equation. All right, so first of all, I have to make sure this is set equal to 0. So I'm going to move my 6x and my 11 over. The discriminant is the b squared minus 4ac. And remember, it's without the square root sign. It's just b squared minus 4ac. So b squared, that's negative 6 quantity squared, minus 4 times a times c. 36 minus, that's 12 times 11, or 33 times 4. What is that, 132? And 36 minus 132, that's negative 96. So that's one answer. That's the discriminant. If the discriminant is negative, what kind of answers will I have? I'm going to have imaginary numbers. So I'm going to have 2, and we call them complex numbers or imaginary numbers. So 2 complex roots. Okay. I won't have the three options, but tomorrow when we review again, I'll kind of show you how to remember those. All right, we'll go over the true false later.